Oh, okay. So, yeah, my name is Vithu Ramachandran. I'm the managing lawyer at Ramachandran Law Professional Corporation. We practice in 6 practice areas. We do immigration, family, corporate, real estate, civil, lit, and wills and estates. We're a team of lawyers. We're not just a one-man show. I can't do it all. And that's one of my biggest strengths. We'll get to it later. Is my team and build out of the team. Experiences that shaped my professional journey. One is family. So I was working as an associate for a midtown law firm for 3-4 years, and then during that time I got married. I had my first kid. Barely saw my first kid, and then I found out on a vacation that we were expecting a second, and that's when it triggered. I'm like, yo, I barely see my first kid, so I barely see my wife. Even on Sundays, we have court Monday. Sundays you're working. I'm like, is this what I want to do? And the answer was no. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's leave practice of law. Let's do something else. And then while I was in that 2-month hiatus, I didn't know I was going to open my own firm. My friends started reaching out to me and they're like, yo, we need a real estate lawyer that we can work with. There's too many and there's too many issues. We need someone that, that understands us. And I'm like, I wasn't interested in real estate law. I'm like, everyone's a real estate lawyer. I'm like, it's not my background is civil litigation. So I'm a litigator by background. I go to court. That's my passion. But I'm like, this will help pay the bills. So I'm like, I started getting to real estate. That's how we opened up real estate. I also wanted to go into real estate. Had no idea about real estate law. My first 2 files, lost 8,000, and I had to eat it because I had no idea what I was doing. But luckily, it was my friend and my brother's file, so it's not a problem. So I think the circumstance of family was my number one factor of shaping my experience. All right, so I became a member, I think, in January 2016 or 17. Back then, there was no corporate members, and when they got the corporate membership structure in place, I joined up. For me, Chamber has been such a blessing. One of the biggest reasons, so I started off in February 2020. COVID hit the month after. I got a 3,700 square feet office, and it was just only me and an assistant in a huge office space. But that's the vision, right? I every time I walk in, I'm like, oh, this place is gonna be full. This place is gonna be full, and that's how I opened it. And some people are like, oh, why'd you get such a big space? You could get a small space and expand later. I'm like, no. This is my vision. I'm going to drive through this. And then with the Chamber, these guys actually took me in and they started becoming like mentors. Both, not only the referral side, they referred me tons of business. But they've actually become business mentors. Because if you actually talk to some of these guys, they're low key. But some of them flip gas stations for fun. Some of them, there's one guy who's a structural engineer, and he does towers. He builds towers, the engineering part of it for towers. But he doesn't build it for anything in Canada. He only builds for projects in Manhattan. And he was part of the committee that built One Trade Center after 9/11. These are the profile of the people that are here. They never talk about it. And I tell them that's their biggest weakness, because once they started opening up and talking to me, they started coaching me on how to drive business, how to grow business. So for me, I owe a lot of my success to Chamber, because they not only gave me the business, which is one part of it, but they also taught me how to grow the business. And they're like, Thambi, be careful here. Maybe this is too risky. Take from my experience. Look what I've done. Or they'll they're like, take the risk. Jump. It's okay. If you fail, someone will be like, it's okay, fail. If you fail, we got you. To have that kind of support system was crazy. And that's why I think I'm one of Chamber's biggest cheerleaders, because I'm the living success. There's a lot of younger people who's like, oh, why am I going to join an organization with all these older individuals? I'm like, because that's experience. And you don't have that. And regardless of what you do in business, you're not going to have the same experience as those. So unless you can live the next 20 years making the same mistakes that they have done, or you can just listen to them, learn from it, and not make those mistakes, and you're going to be way more profitable, way more quicker, and you'll be able to scale or hit your vision so much easier. But it's I think that's what like younger entrepreneurs lack, that discipline to listen and be coached. It doesn't mean you have to take 100% of what they're saying, but understand why they're saying it, when they're saying it, and that is business. Chamber gives me business. So my career is interlinked to my firm, into my firm. So my ultimate vision for my firm is we want to be a pan-continental law firm. So that's a law firm that spans across continents. So right now we're in Toronto. We're making efforts to go back into the States because I'm from the States. My background's in the States. We're planning on going to the States. We're planning on going into another zone soon. And I think in the next 2-3 months, we're going to announce that too. And so we'll be at least continental by the end of 2023. And the goal is to be pan-continental. We want to have a presence in Europe, back in Sri Lanka. We want to be maybe in the Middle East. So we will be. Why should there be just white global law firms, right? We're going to challenge that notion. Yeah, I've already said Chamber. I think Chamber was a huge one. They brought me so much more expertise, knowledge, business. Without naming them specifically, but I think for business owners, you need to get out of your comfort zone and go join other groups, clubs, organizations, associations. And when you're there, don't be afraid to tell them what you do and that you want their business. People go there and say oh, I joined this club, but I didn't make any business out of it. I didn't get anything from it. I'm like, well, what did you do? Right? So it's join everything. I'm around everywhere. And it's hard because of the time commitment it takes, but that has enabled me to scale my business so much more quickly because I'm getting business from or referrals or leads from every single source of these touch points. And when I go to these touch points, I'm saying, my ultimate goal is to get business from you guys, right? I'm in business. Profit is not a bad word, right? So I'm here to make money, and so are you, and so is everyone else. So let's cut to the chase. How can we help each other to make money? Okay, for aspiring professionals, since that's a specialty, you need to know your craft. So you got to be really damn good at what you do. If you're a lawyer, be a damn good lawyer. Don't be an average lawyer. If you're going to be an engineer, be a damn good engineer. Build in Manhattan or complex areas. If you're an accountant, be a damn good accountant because accountants are, for any business, an accountant is almost your lifesaver. So if you are the lifesaver for hundreds of businesses, you're the kingmaker. So you gotta be, if you're a professional, you gotta be damn good at that. Secondly, you better be good at networking. I don't care what profession you're in a sales business, right? Your job is to get business through the door because you could be the greatest lawyer, but if there's no one coming there to give you a file to run, no one's gonna see your craft. So understand you're a salesperson. So go get sales experience. So I'm I don't care what you study in school. Look, we got students from the top Canadian law schools who are articling and are joining us as lawyers and stuff. It doesn't matter. Are you good at sales? Because we're in every business, you're in a customer service business, right? Your customer may be different, but your customer service. Our clients are our customer. So are we able to satisfy our customer? Are we able to solve their need, not only the legal perspective, but also the human communication component? And third, you need to learn how to communicate. Communication is everything. So just like you're investing, someone told me this, and I'm trying to work on it. I'm not mastered it, but you go into school to master your craft, whatever it is, business school, law school, whatever, med school, whatever it is. You also need to learn communication. So you might need to invest in yourself, getting a communication coach or a communication, some kind of program where it teaches you how to communicate better, more effectively, more succinctly. And that's something I'm still working on. But I think as a young professional, know your craft, know how to do sales, and know how to communicate.